The Toads. They are the peaceful mushroom people that live in the Mushroom Kingdom and serve Princess Peach. But there's something weird about them. They are filled with incredible power which can make all kinds of wondrous things happen. The shroobs saw the potential and used the power inside the Toads to power their war machines. They used their blood. But how would this work? Is that even possible? Well, actually, yes. And Bowser also knows this. It all started in the Mario game Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, where we saw the shroobs for the very first time. They possess very advanced technology such as ray guns and a massive fleet of flying saucers. The saucers are capable of shooting energy bolts that turn people into shroob mushrooms, as well as causing devastating damage to houses and buildings. They got tired of living on their planet and wanted a new home, so they set off a full invasion of the Mushroom Kingdom to make it their own. They first started their invasion by destroying Toad Town and destroying another village, and capturing many toads in the process. These toads were taken to the Toadwood Forest, where their vim was drained, and was used as a fuel for the Shroob spaceships. So they essentially used the blood of the toads as their fuel. But how do they do this, and why haven't we seen this before? Well, let's start with taking a look at the toads to see what this vim stuff really is. Vim is the life force of the toad species, and without it, they die. In other words, vim is the toad equivalent of human blood. However, vim is green, as opposed to the blood's red coloration. It is unknown if vim is unique to toads, or if other fungal species such as Goombas possess vim as well. However, the shroobs did not target any other species, so this could indicate that only toads possess vim. So we can say with almost 100% certainty that vim is only found in toads, so their blood is some sort of special. But can you even use blood as a fuel source? Is that even possible? Well, surprisingly enough, yes. Batteries are practically essential devices, but present a whole lot of problems. Over time, they can have trouble retaining a charge, and some stop working altogether. Others overheat or leak or even explode, so they can even be dangerous. They are also rigid and sometimes bulky, making them inconvenient. Then how about, instead of your standard AA or lithium ion, a flexible, incredibly thin battery that could be powered by blood or sweat? Seems like an improvement, right? Well, a group of scientists at the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute claims they have created just such a battery, one that uses the electrolytes naturally found in bodily fluids. Interesting, right? Could you even imagine what you could do with this? The results of the research, detailed in 2007, are generating some excitement as part of a new group of biobatteries that run on bodily fluids or other organic compounds. The battery is not only as thin as paper, it essentially is paper. At least 90% of the battery is made from a component which makes up traditional paper. Aligned carbon nanotubings make up the other 10%, giving the paper its conductive abilities and also making it black. So this battery is paper thin and also just as light as paper. The researchers behind the battery claim that their device is unique because it can act as both a high energy battery and a high power supercapacitor. Supercapacitors allow for a large, quick burst of energy, potentially extending the technology's already wide range of applications. So maybe the shroobs use the vim of the toads in a similar way, since they are a very advanced race, so they would probably be smart enough to make something similar. But why did they only target the toads then? What is so special about them? Well, maybe their blood is more efficient for the process of powering the batteries. They're a whole different species after all. The biology of a toad could be very different from a human and all the other creatures in the Mushroom Kingdom. It could be that the toads have more natural electrolytes in their blood, which is needed for powering the batteries. And that could be the reason why the shroobs only target the toads. Or they extracted power from the vim instead of using it as fuel for the batteries. In 2003, Japanese researchers at Panasonic's Nanotechnology Research Laboratory announced that they were working on extracting power from blood glucose. At the time, they were using enzymes, a frequent component of biobatteries due to their properties, to retrieve electrons from glucose. So they could have also used the vim of the toads as some sort of power source to create electricity. A bit like an aggregate, only an aggregate uses gasoline, for example, not blood. This would fit better with the narrative of vim being a fuel for the flying saucers. But I'm almost 100% sure that they use electricity, since we see this in the room with the Swiggler, where they charge the flying saucers. Weirdly enough, they use the Swiggler for this. He's probably used to process the Vim so it can be used in the saucer to power the battery. But we don't really know this for sure, since we don't know what they are really doing with Swiggler, or what's happening inside the saucer, but there's a big chance that this is the case. Another option is that the toads create diesel or gasoline naturally. There are even mushrooms in the real world that are capable of doing this. There's a tree fungus that could provide green fuel that can be pumped directly into fuel tanks. The organism found in the Patagonian rainforest naturally produces a mixture of chemicals that is remarkably similar to diesel. Funny enough, this diesel-like mixture is also green, just like the Vim, so it could be that they just use the Vim as fuel. So the blood of the toads, also known as Vim, is actually very useful and can power very advanced technology. But doing this is completely wrong and unethical. The toads die in this process. Luckily enough, at the end of the game, the following happens. The 4 Mario Bros and Peach find the shroob's weakness: baby tears. Professor Egat alters the chemical makeup of his water pump's water to be the same as the baby's tears. The machine spews water all over the Mushroom Kingdom of the past, riddling it of every trace of the shroobs. So this is the end of it, right? The toads will never be captured again for their Vim, their special, powerful blood. Well, I think this isn't the end of it, since there's one clue in another Mario game which makes me wonder about Bowser's possible plans. It was revealed during Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story that Bowser froze several shroobs and preserved them. Mario and Luigi fought them and defeated them, getting the magic window attack pieces. Why would Bowser freeze several shroobs and preserve them? Does he have a plan involving the shroobs? Well, yes. He probably wants to know everything about their advanced technology, but this also has its price. If Bowser would find out about the shroob's technology and how to create it, then Mario would have a problem. This would mean millions of dead toads to power the shroob's technology, but would Bowser really do such a thing? Well, it wouldn't be the first time that Bowser would kill thousands of toads. According to the instruction booklet for Super Mario Bros., it is said that the brick blocks appear everywhere because Bowser turned the residents of the Mushroom Kingdom into brick blocks. So all the brick blocks in Mario Adventures are toads essentially, and as far as I know, Bowser doesn't gain anything from it. He already kills thousands of toads for literally nothing, so I think he would kill even more to get stronger weapons. The toad's Vim is special. It probably has the power to create electricity or be used for fuel. But if you take their Vim, they die. Welcome to the end of the video. If you want to watch more, click the annotations on the screen right now, and you might want to consider to subscribe, because then you won't miss a thing, and there's way more fun coming your way.